Hi and welcome everyone to our 86th episode of The Little Inside. I just found out that I'm still Tobi, thank God. And this week I'm going to talk a little bit about how to make other people like you. And this is an interesting one. Let's get started right after the intro. Are you trying to make other people like you? Chances are that you are. If I look at myself and the way I spend my days, then I must say quite honestly, majority of it, or a majority of my energy goes out trying to make other people like me, appreciate me, see me, give me their attention, validate what I do, and so forth. Maybe that's because my psychological makeup is pretty much that of a people pleaser. So if I look at myself, I feel that there's a whole lot of this energy there that goes out trying to get something from other people, right? So we can say, for example, that might be attention, might even be the reason why I do these videos. So I'm getting some attention, so please don't turn off and just continue watching. Might be the reason why I do some of my Facebook posts with all those wise quotes. Makes me look like I'm a wise person, makes me look like I'm a someone that has some quality, that's somehow lovable and likable. Very often I find myself, for example, cracking jokes or being funny or saying things just purely out of the wish that the one hearing those things thinks good of me, that that person still wants to spend time with me, hang out with me. And particularly this is true for people in my life that play the role of a father figure, like my spiritual teachers, for example, or a mother figure, the caring, nurturing part in my life, like my wife, for example. There is all these kind of dynamics going on. And if we are not seeing them, if we try to push them aside and we say, nah, I really don't need anyone to like me, I'm totally above that, I'm so cool, actually, I don't need any of you, that is a big lie, actually. If we kind of very often feel that I'm self-sufficient and I don't need anyone's approval to do what I want to do, there's some people that are probably more wired in this direction. Some people that are more wired towards people-pleasing. But very, very often, both aspects are within us. It's not that I'm a pure people-pleaser and every single thing I do is the people-pleasing thing. In a similar way, I'm also not somebody that completely isolates themselves all the time and everything I do is just only for myself. So I don't think we can see it in these kind of extremes in any case. If we look at ourselves, what's always important is that kind of honesty, right? That you, when you look at yourself, actually see, here is what I'm really doing. I might be saying something else to my friends because I don't want to lose my face. I want to still look cool, I want to still look good, so I'm saying like, no, I'm kind of above that. I don't need people to like me. I don't need people's approval. But secretly, deep down inside, you still do. And honesty is about finding out why we do the things that we do and seeing the real motivating force behind those things that we say that we do, and then being frank about it, being okay with it, right? So I've tried for a while not to be a people pleaser, just to find out that kind of it's another way of people pleasing, hanging out with people who are, in my opinion, above people pleasing. So they don't need to do that anymore. They don't need people's approval anymore. They don't need to be loved anymore. So hanging out with such people made me feel like, I have to be like that. But see, if it comes in through the back door, then it's, why do I have to be like that? So that I get their approval. This is just another form of people-pleasing, really. So it's important to have that sort of honesty where you can look at yourself and laugh about the messy state of mind, our very messy psychology. And we all have such a messy kind of psychology, no matter how hard we try to look sober and adult in our lives, and that we have things under control and we know very well what we're doing, and I have plans for my future, and have a lot of money on my bank account, and I'm safe and I'm secure, I have a health insurance, I have a degree, I'm a doctor, I'm this and that. I'm feeling safe and secure in my image of myself that I project out into the world. But underneath that, what's underneath that? What is underneath all of these walls that we tend to build? All these masks that we tend to wear? What's underneath that? And I think this is one of the most interesting types of research that we can ever do. It is having a look at what's behind our human act. What's behind, not even saying our human act, what's behind my human act? Why do I really do what I'm doing right now, right here? One little thought experiment that I would like to walk you through is, and it's really a little one, what would be the consequences if you could actually make everyone like you? Go through it. Write down maybe on a piece of paper, what would be the consequence of everyone in the world liking you? What would happen to you if that was the case? Imagine you wake up in the morning and everyone that you meet absolutely adores you. Everything you say, everyone adores it. Everyone says, wow, what you just said, that was very profound, or wow, that changed my life, or everything you say is so nice. Oh, you look so good. Wow, today you look fantastic. So everyone likes everything about you all the time. What would the consequences of that be? How would that really make you feel? If you would encounter nothing but approval, if you would encounter nothing but open ears and hearts, everyone's there for you, everyone appreciating you, everyone grateful that you're around, what would that do to you? With your current mindset, with your current psychological wiring, what would that do to you? If I reflect like this, it would pretty much be a very weird, strange, almost like a world that feels very dishonest. It doesn't feel real, because there's so many aspects about myself that I don't like. And now I think here we come to the whole bottom of why we try to make other people like us, because there's so many things that we really don't like about ourselves. Think about it. How many things about you are there that you don't like, that you desperately try to hide? Your shames, your sense of guilt, what you did in your past, what you think about yourself, or what you have learned to think about yourself through your environment, your upbringing. Maybe you're not beautiful enough, not handsome enough, and you have learned that this is what you need to be to get the approval of others. Maybe you're not intelligent enough. Maybe you don't have enough titles or knowledge. And so you constantly go around and you try to somehow portray that you have these things. But if someone looks through that mask, you feel hurt. And you feel like, almost like if something has been revealed that you're desperately trying to hide from others. Like your insecurity, your shame. You're feeling that you're not good enough. And then if someone points that out, that's usually when we get angry and defensive. Is when someone somehow resonates with what's behind our mask. If we are a very, very spiritual person, and that there is someone that kind of points out that this is a facade, that this is not a real thing, but it's more like an act, we can get really, really angry. We feel almost like revealed. Something falls away that we try to keep up. Here's my spiritual image. Here's me with my spirit animal. Here's me with my healing abilities. Here's me seeing your aura. Here's me being a hardcore meditator. I can sit for 3 hours straight. But behind closed doors, we're not doing any of it. We're very normal, and we know it. We're not super spiritual all the time, always happy, always floaty. We might even be burying or hiding a deeper form of depression inside. Or maybe the spirituality serves almost like a cloak that is hiding our shame. Or it's hiding what we really hate about ourselves. The fact that we're not perfect, maybe. That we're not good enough, maybe. You know? So I think it's really important, rather than trying to make others like you, imagine someone would be doing that to you, and you would know that they're desperately trying to get your approval. How would that make you feel? You have that person that's really friendly in front of you, talking with you in that really nice way, and you would know their real motive is actually to just get you to like them. How would that make you feel knowing that? In a similar way, how would others feel if you are doing that and they would know that all you actually want is to be loved? And are you okay with that? Is that all right? Because it's a very natural human tendency, isn't it? Wanting to be loved, wanting to receive attention and care, and wanting to be seen, wanting to be heard. And I think the first step away from this habit of trying to make others like you is learning to pay attention to yourself, to take time for yourself. And that is a lot to ask in nowadays societies where we are continuously distracted by media, by whatever. So I suggest to learn to be with yourself, to get to know your shame, to get to know your guilt, to get to know your anger, your frustration, your boredom, and see through these things, see the light that lies beyond those things. In other words, really find yourself, so you don't have to go out there trying to find yourself through other people liking you. Because if they would like you due to your efforts, then they would like you only because of the mask that you have successfully built. So they're not really liking you, they like your mask. They like your act. They like your performance. And that's fine, there's nothing wrong with that. We can like the performance, we can like someone's act. But as long as we're not deeply okay with ourselves, and all those layers and all those masks and all this messiness, there is no end to the struggle of trying to manipulate this entire world so you get a little bit of attention, a little bit of care, a little bit of liking, you know. So I think it's really necessary, if you are a people pleaser like I am, to spend time and to watch and to learn to become okay with what we really are. To learn to appreciate that instead of trying to be different. Instead of trying to make others see the facade that we have spent so many years building up. Let them see the naked you. Let them see the real you. So in other words, be real, be honest, and learn to receive that with compassion, whatever you see. With compassion, with understanding, with forgiveness, being kind to yourself. In my opinion, that's one of the fastest ways of making peace with yourself. Having made peace with yourself, you'll be okay. You don't need to go around groping outside of yourself for some affection and some attention and some care and some love. Because it comes from you. It comes from your own center. You feel fulfilled from the inside out. You don't have to try to add on anything to yourself. So that's all that comes to mind for this week. I hope it was a meaningful exploration for you guys and you got something out of it. Let me know what you think in the comments below if you like. And I'm looking forward to see all of you again next Wednesday for the next little insight. Hopefully I'll be still Tobi by next Wednesday. We shall see. And for now, I say all the best. Wish you a wonderful week. Bye-bye.